Oh my god, and oh man. Hello everybody, my name is Spartan Elite 43 and welcome back to my channel. And welcome back to another episode of Forklift Driver Reacts. I have over 15 years of forklift driving experience. I don't claim to know everything about driving forklift, but I've driven enough of them and a lot of different variations that I should be able to break down most of what goes wrong during the video that you're about to watch. Now, the video you guys are about to see is called Forklift Fails and Disasters Compilations by the channel Forklift America. It's from 10 years ago, so there's a good chance that I've never seen it. Let's get into it. Let's break down some forklift fails. And there's music. We got to get rid of that. If your view is obstructed, drive in reverse. Exactly. All right, so what do we got here? Got some... Oh, no. Oh, no. No! Ah! Yeah, I mean... That's textbook. Again, I mean, this video actually seems to be trying to like explain everything too. I'll try to break it down, but again, I mean, you guys can clearly see this forklift driver cannot possibly see. As if your mast is enough obstruction a lot of the times, which is this right here. It gets in your way quite a bit. This forklift actually doesn't even have a backrest on it, which is surprising. A lot of forklifts have a backrest, so that can get in your way as well. But obviously, I mean, this thing is just a full-on front view obstruction. So yes, anytime if you don't have a spotter, now you can have a spotter and then you can drive forward. Sometimes that's needed, but oftentimes you don't have a spotter. You have to drive in reverse, at least until the very last moment to where you need to go forward with a load like this. But yeah, this is completely unnecessary, completely avoidable, and just a situation that never should have happened. All right, what you got for me next? Okay, we got people walking. This guy's in a high-vis vest. And we got another view obstruction. Oh my god, please no. Oh my god! Oh no. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where the second guy went. The guy that actually has the high-vis vest. I think I think everybody's wearing high-vis, but this is just, again, 100% avoidable. I'm not, yeah. Oof. Please tell me he gets up. As long as he didn't get knocked down and then drug under the pallet, that's a big deal. A lot of times what'll happen here, it looked like he wasn't holding the load very high in the air, which is a good thing in this sense, because what'll happen is you'll hit the guy and he'll get knocked over. Or get pushed away rather than just being run over, which is death. But this guy probably is going to be upset reasonably. Yeah, he's up. If I'm this guy, or if you're the forklift driver, you get off the forklift. This guy has every right to whoop your ass. I'm sorry. That's the truth. I'm pulling you off the forklift right then and there. I'm whooping your ass. If I can move, you're not going to, because this is unacceptable. Everything about this. I mean, if you look at how far he drove with the load where he couldn't see anything, it is so stupid. It's unbelievable. But I'm glad the guy seems to be okay. Again, like, it just makes my heart stop because I know what can happen. I mean, I know how much weight's involved. I don't know how much this pallet weighs, but this forklift looks like your standard 9,000-pound forklift. It's like 9,700-pound tear weight forklift or something like that. Usually rated to lift around 5,000 pounds-ish. So, yeah, anytime you have that, I mean, that's so much weight, so much momentum. And you wouldn't believe. I've been hit by a forklift by a younger guy that hit me once, and I wanted to pull him off the forklift, but he's a nice guy, and I didn't do it. But he knocked me over. He come around the corner again like this, except he could see, but what he underestimated, he had a tote on the front of it, and the tote stuck out further than he thought. And when he come around the corner, that tote grabbed a hold of me and tossed me. And I'm, at the time, I'm 300 plus pounds. So you can imagine if I'm 300 plus pounds and I stood no chance, what it would do to an average person too. So like, it's no joke. You're dealing with so much momentum that you're just done. Oh, I think I've seen this clip. Okay, this is just bad on all accounts. But this is stupid. Now, there's a couple of things wrong here. First of all, this guy's going way too fast, way too close to the door. All right, if this door's up, you've got to steer clear because you don't know if somebody walks out this door or nothing. There's no warning, right? But this is equal parts stupidity on parts of the forklift for multiple reasons, which we'll go over, but also the people. These guys need to have a spotter out here to say, hey, we're coming out, right? You've got enough people here. You don't need everybody to push that car. It's not that heavy of a car, right? I could push that car out by myself. Have one person stand out here and flag traffic just in case, because especially if you got forklifts driving around. But this is a stand-up forklift, and watch how high he's got this load. Look at how high he's got this load. This is stupid. Because who drives with the load this high off the ground? Like, this is stupid. And if there's somebody in the passenger seat, these forks are going straight through that door. That door is not stopping these forks. These forks are going right through that door. If somebody's in the passenger seat, which, I mean, somebody should be steering. Or in the driver's seat, sorry. But somebody should be steering. But this guy gets back out of the way just in time because this guy's going to run into the side. It's just unbelievable. Now, the pallet actually slowed the forklift down a little bit. Plus, the car kind of moved with him. So maybe that avoided a little bit of the penetration of the fork, but definitely the right fork on that forklift went through that door. 100%. And you're fired. You're done. You will never drive a forklift again, at least not anywhere near this. That's nutty. All right, so we got a guy backing up. He's going to go forward, grab a tote. All right. So far, so good. Straightforward. Reverses. Now, okay. Again, we're seeing the same thing happen in every one of these clips where people are grabbing stuff they can't see necessarily very well. And this guy probably thinks I'm only going a short distance or something, but this guy's wandering straight in here with a forklift, and you get this all the time. People where they're not supposed to be. Now, I don't know about this particular places, whether it's a warehouse, a factory, whatever. I don't know about their particular practices, where people are allowed to be, but this guy's not wearing any sort of like high-vis jacket or anything, which is pretty normal for a lot of factories. You're not necessarily required in most places to wear any sort of high-vis inside of a warehouse. But if this guy's going to be in an area where a forklift is operating, you got to be careful. You're not going to win the fight. The forklift is going to be just fine. You are not. So you have to watch out for yourself. But it's also the forklift driver's job to make sure that he's doing everything he can to avoid these sort of unsafe situations. So let's see how this turns out. Oh my God. And, oh man. All right, we're going to stop that there. Because this guy he probably never even knows that he hit this guy. Oh my God. And he just stops the forklift there. You got to back the forklift up at that time, bro. I mean, you know that something just happened. You got to get the forklift back. Back it up. Just because you fit doesn't mean the lift will. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty common too. Okay. He's lifting a pallet jack with his forks. Been there, done that a lot, but we don't go, oh my God, why? Why are you lifting the pallet jack this high? This is so unnecessary. Again, and he's just going to obliterate this door. Yeah, it's just stupidity. And then he drops the forks. Oh my God, what happened? Like, come on, bro. And the best part is, that wouldn't have... Let's just watch this again real quick. Where did this forklift come from? So yeah, he didn't come in from outside because this mast isn't even up. Like, it's not even that he lifted the forks up and that caused it to be higher, because watch this mast. It will not go any higher, right? He didn't get to the second stage, right? You see, it's still the same height, which means that right from the get-go, he just screwed himself. He didn't check the door. So that's just stupidity on his part again, not paying attention. Now he'll get out and try to open the door. It's a little late for that, buddy. But yeah, he didn't even hit the second stage on the telescoping forks. So again, like, it's just one of those things. It's like, come on, dude, pay attention to your surroundings, understand where you're at. Like, if you're going outside, check the door. That's a surprisingly expensive mistake too. People do it all the time. That's why they have like breakaway panels on doors now. A lot of those overhead doors in factories with a lot of forklift traffic, they actually have a panel that swings. And it's got these little metal pins that are in like a nylon holder. so that if a forklift were to hit it, say it's up in the air or even on the ground, if a forklift runs into it, those nylon pins pop out. Those pins are only there to keep it from swaying in the wind and stuff so that wind and rain doesn't push it in. But anyway, that panel will swing, and that'll avoid some damage to your door, because those doors are extremely expensive. And you have to buy or pay somebody to come in and fix them. Most of those doors are from outside companies, so those outside companies got to come in. They got to bring somebody in and fix it. It's a whole deal. So you definitely don't want to do that. That is a very expensive mistake, and that's why a lot of those companies now are moving to those sort of breakaway panels that save you a lot of money. Oh, yep. And this guy, on the other hand, you can see here's the first stage. So he's above the first stage, carrying something way too high off the ground. And again, why are you ever carrying something? Oh, crap. Why are you ever carrying something that high off the ground at speed? He ain't even carrying anything. What are you doing? Also, this is a stand-up lift. This is a very dangerous situation for the guy inside, because there's nothing to hold him there. But you're not even carrying anything. He just straight up, like, I guess maybe he put something in a rack and then forgot to lower his forks and just backed out at full throttle. Like, that's my only explanation. And I mean, at least he's sticking his head out the back of the lift. He knows something. Again, anytime you're coming out of a trailer and stuff, you got to beep your horn. Let people know that may be on the dock, and pay attention. Don't just fly in and off the truck. Oh, he's going all the way. Oh, that's gonna fucking hurt. Oh my God, his helmet. I just pray to God that guy had a seatbelt on. This is worst case scenario. This is literal worst case scenario for a forklift driver. Obviously, this dock is incredibly dangerous. Most docks that I've worked on aren't like this. You're working inside and the wall is here, so you're not as likely to do something like this. But clearly, I mean, if this is you've got to be more careful than that. That is just, I just hope he's okay. But we've got door going down over here. That's the dock door. This guy's grabbing something here. Let's see what he's got. Okay, just moving stuff. They open the door for him. Very quick opening of the door. Wonder if that's automated. I've never seen anything like that. That's crazy. And then, oh my God, he's not looking behind him. He's not looking behind him. He's not looking behind him. And these guys are just, okay, again, this is textbook. This is how accidents happen. We see it all the time. Forklift drivers get complacent. We just do. And that goes for anybody at any time. And the longer you've been driving forklifts, sometimes the worse it can get, because you get used to your surroundings. That is the worst thing that you can do. But these guys, again, and this happens way more than you realize, just pedestrians being in places they shouldn't be. There is no reason for these guys to stop and start yapping right next to a guy who's clearly working, right? So this is equal parts stupid on their part as well as his part for not looking behind. Obviously, he's going to get the majority of the blame because he's the forklift driver. You're always going to get the worst end of the deal as the forklift driver because you're hurting somebody else, right? And it's on your responsibility to keep everybody around you safe. Because I'll be honest with you, I've worked in factories a long freaking time. I've worked in a lot of high stress, high octane situations. You are always going to be the one that gets the short end of the stick when it comes to getting in trouble for other people's stupidity. Again, it's every bit as much their fault for coming in here and standing right in the way, knowing that there's a forklift driver right there working, and then turning their back on him. Not even like, they just straight up turn their back and stop looking at him. And then he just doesn't pay attention and runs over. That is crazy to me. I don't understand how anybody, and yeah, he's hurt. He's hurt. And then, of course, forklift driver, oh my God, are you okay? But it's too late. You screwed up. All right, what do we got? Again, can't see nothing. Loads up in the air. Too heavy. Textbook fucking tip over. Just. Whew. These videos piss me off because it's everything that you've been told for the entire time that you've been trained on a forklift. And you're breaking every one of the rules. Every one of them. The guy's driving too fast with a load in the air, can't see anything, and the reason he had the load that high was because he could see, right? He raised the load up so that he could see underneath the pallet. just drive in reverse. It's that simple. And then worst case scenario, if you had to stop suddenly while driving in reverse, the stuff that's on your forks will just push up against the forks and the backrest and the mast. Worst case scenario, they hit the mast, right? So they don't go anywhere. But yeah, this is just so many rules every time. You're going to see a theme every single time, right? Okay. He kind of caught, yeah, so this is bad. He didn't lift the load high enough. Oh my God, no. Oh, brother. Smooth dismount, but wear your seatbelt. This guy clearly wasn't wearing a seatbelt. Okay, so this load is right on the edge of what is possible for this forklift to lift at the time. Watch the load as he's backing out. Okay, and then he goes forward. The weight swings out. He pendulums up, but watch this. He just dismounts out of it. Again, worst thing that you can do. Wear your freaking seatbelt and stay on the forklift if you're in one of these sit-down lifts. Because if this thing tips over, you're dead. There's no reset button. You're done. If this forklift decides it wants to go this way now, he's crushed, and there ain't a thing he can do about it. This gets me fired up. This irritates the crap out of me. Okay, so it looks like we're picking up some sort of sheet metal or something. Again, this is so dangerous for so many reasons. First of all, you're lifting at like maximum altitude, which already puts your forklift at a disadvantage. Your forklift is a very small forklift. This thing's probably rated for maybe 1,000, maybe 1,500 pounds. This is not a very big forklift, right? It's tiny. Look at how much it is bending the mast. Look at the mast. That is not how a mast should look. Okay? But on top of that, they've got some sort of rigging here that is like a crane that reaches out even further from the center of balance. Remember, all your weight is back here at the back. All your counterweight is right here. This whole thing is like solid concrete, right? It's a lot heavier than you think. But again, the further you push that weight out, the further away from your thing, and this is your tipping point right here. We talk about that stability triangle. You're pushing the weight outside the stability triangle. And, I mean, this is going to be textbook. Yeah. And he should be dropping the weight, but he waits too long. And then and again, not wearing a seatbelt and stepping out. This is the dumbest, most dangerous thing that you can do as a forklift driver. Because, again, this stuff's still moving. If this thing falls over, you're dead. But, okay, we've got our forks way up in the air. Hopefully he's just going in to grab something. Oh, did he hit a sprinkler? What did we hit? I think he might have hit a sprinkler. Yeah, look at all the water. Oh, that's a bad day. This actually doesn't look as bad as some of the sprinklers that I've seen. So, if you don't know how sprinklers work, the sprinkler line is always pressurized. It is pressurized and will pump depending on the size of the system. Like the ones that I'm used to were about like 2,000 gallons a minute or something like that. It's a ridiculous amount of water. It's like a 5 or 6 inch steel pipe. Okay, it's under pressure all the time. Those sprinkler heads, little tiny pieces of metal, there's a little glass tube in them. Okay, that little glass tube is all that's stopping that 2,000 gallons a minute from coming out onto your head and flooding the place. So as the heat gets up there, the heat breaks that little glass, and then, of course, the water comes out. That's how it works in a fire. But any bump, like you bump it, it's just going to shear that right off, and then it's just a mess, right? And the worst part is that water is stagnant in there. Depending on how recently the system was flushed, which is supposed to be done once or twice a year, I think. But depending on the last time it was flushed, that is the nastiest, rusty, cruddy water you will ever see in your life. It stinks. It stains everything. It'll ruin everything it touches. But it's there to stop a fire. All right? It's either the fire gets put out or the fire burns the place down. So a little bit of rusty water isn't the worst case scenario in that situation. But this is dangerous for a couple of other reasons too. You got all this water come down, the lights and stuff are still on. If there's any power in this area, now you've got an electrocution risk too. And he's on a metal ladder. These are the little things that people don't think about in the moment. Like, you've got all this water raining down on potentially, I mean, you've got dock lights and fans right here. This is electric. Usually these things have like plugs and stuff right here next to the wall. All that stuff's being sprayed with water right now. It's dangerous. So, little thing. And he's on the top step, which you're not supposed to do either. And he's going to be trying to wrench on something. And, oh my God, oh my God, he just made it 10 times. That's the 2,000 gallons a minute. What started as an almost disaster ends in what could have been an even bigger disaster, and now he's flooding the place with 2,000 gallons a minute. That's what I'm talking about. So, those sprinkler lines are not to be trifled with. Oh, this is textbook. I don't think I can show that. Yeah, that guy's dead. Oh yeah, he's done. That perfectly illustrates everything I've been saying. Stay on the lift. Have your seatbelt on, because it's that right there. That is the danger. Once that comes over, maybe he survived, but he's completely ruined the rest of his life. Even if he does survive it, which it's unlikely that he survived, because that fell basically right on his abdomen. So, I mean, it's devastating. Yeah, so stay safe and don't end up on YouTube. Great advice. This was a crazy one, guys. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to keep in. Obviously, there are guidelines on YouTube that I have to abide by. So a lot of these probably aren't going to make the cut because they're just too graphic. But we can stop them before they become a problem. And just when you're operating a forklift, understand that it is your responsibility to ensure your safety and everyone else's around you. There are always going to be people where they're not supposed to be. But if you do your job properly, if you are doing everything in your power to keep everybody else around you safe, then you will limit the potential for those horrendous accidents that we just witnessed. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been another episode of Forklift Driver Reacts. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.